Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Diana, and if you don't know, I was born with HIV. Welcome to my channel, where my goal is to help those who are positive and to help educate those who are negative. So if that sounds like your thing, please stick around. All right, so for today, I thought we should touch on the subject of accepting your HIV status. Now, I don't really want to talk about how to accept your status per se, as much as why you should, because this is a topic that's very often overlooked, but very, very important. For example, how many times have you heard your doctors, family, friends tell you that you should really accept your HIV status, but for some reason you don't, because you can't? Because let's face it, it is not easy. If it were so easy, we wouldn't even be having this discussion in the first place, okay? So what happens then if you can't accept your HIV status? And that is exactly what I want to show you. Particularly, I want to focus on how not accepting your HIV status can affect your relationships, meaning with partners, because you could be doing something that's hurting yourself without even realizing it. And then you realize your mistake once it's already a little bit too late. So I just want to prevent you from doing these mistakes so you're not put in these uncomfortable, undesirable situations. I think what I'm going to say can actually apply to a lot of people who have something quote unquote undesirable. And what I mean by that is, for example, being HIV positive, or maybe you can't have kids in the future, or maybe you have a mental health illness. And I'm listening to these things, not saying that there's something inherently wrong with them. I'm just saying that we paint it in our heads that there's something so undesirable about them that no one in the world out there would want anything to do with us because we have these things, which is totally not the case at all. It's not true. Before we begin, as a disclaimer, I am not a psychologist or therapist by profession. I'm just speaking from my own experiences and opinions. So if you're someone who's really struggling with dealing or coping with your HIV status and you have severe issues because of that, then I highly recommend that you talk to a trained professional. If I could sum up everything we're going to talk about today, it really is learn how to accept yourself so others can accept you. And then also, when you can't accept your HIV status, you're closing the door on a lot of good people in your life and also opening the door for a lot of bad people. All right, enough chit chat, let's get started. If you're HIV positive, you've probably had thoughts of, why would anyone want me because I have HIV? Why would that guy like me if there's a girl right over there and she's HIV negative? Why would he want me? At this stage, you're already letting HIV define who you are. You're building your self-worth based on your HIV diagnosis. You're internalizing these thoughts, you're building it up in your head, you're building it out of proportion, you're bringing yourself down, you're making it a problem and creating a lot of unnecessary anxiety. And where does this bring you? It brings you to become a person that's super insecure. So how does this affect you? Let's say you're dating around and you finally meet a nice guy. I mean, he's cute, funny, smart. He's pretty much the whole package. You can't go wrong with him. And he likes you, you like him. You guys actually like each other. Like, come on, how often does that actually happen? You know what I mean? But then the thoughts start coming in. You start doubting yourself. Wait, I have HIV. He won't accept me for that. He's not going to like the fact that I'm HIV positive. So what do? You pull away. You break the contact. It's easy. It's easier for you to protect yourself and not face the potential rejection when you do tell him. I get it, yeah. So you stop talking to him and leave him pretty confused and wondering, what's going on? But you don't give any explanation at all. You just leave. So what happened here? You had such a great guy and you just let him go. Like, why? Why? Ask yourself, why? Well, simple answer, you let your insecurity get the best of you. You were the one who made the decision that this relationship should not continue or go any farther. He had no say. What if you just gave him a chance and told him you were HIV positive and he was okay with it? But you didn't even do that. You just decided for the relationship, for both of you, that this isn't going to continue, this isn't going to go any farther. How is that fair? How is that fair to you? How is that fair to him? Why would you do that? Why would you sabotage yourself? I mean, you potentially had a really good thing going there where you could have been super happy. So why did you do that? Why? He didn't even know you had HIV. You just assumed he wouldn't be okay with it. You didn't even give him the chance to listen. Do you feel like you are less worthy? Like, because you're HIV positive, you're less of a human being? Like, what is it about HIV that makes you feel so insecure? Is it because the virus itself, like, you're human with the virus and that makes you less human? Or is it because of the stigma? Like, ask yourself, really, what is it about HIV that's making you feel so bad about yourself? Okay, but let's just say you are now with the guy. He totally accepted it. He's so cool with it. Like, he honestly does not care at all that you have HIV, but you still do. You're still struggling with it. You're still struggling with your diagnosis, trying to cope with it. And he's trying to help you, but it's too much of a burden for him to help you. And this isn't fair to him now because he's trying and trying, but there's only so much he can do. It's your own mentality that needs to change. You are the one that's in control of your own mindset and the mental energy you put into this. So when you're not able to accept it and someone's trying to help you to accept it, that doesn't work. It comes from within. It doesn't come from someone telling you that you need to do this and why you should. They can believe one thing, but you can believe another thing, and it's up to you to decide what you believe in and how you accept it, and if you can accept it. This guy might be trying so hard over and over again to tell you, it's fine, I love you, it's great, don't worry, but you don't listen to him. At one point, it's going to become so tension-y that he's so tired and he can't do it anymore, and he has to leave. Then you also close the door on a really great person. So do you see how not accepting your HIV status puts you in a situation where you're not allowing yourself to be loved? And I want you to ask yourself, are you really going to let this kind of insecurity stop you from finding someone who really cares about you? Let that sink in a little bit, okay? All right, we just covered how you might be missing out on a lot of really good people. But the thing is, when you're not accepting your HIV status, you're also allowing yourself to be exposed to a lot of bad people who are unhealthy. And I don't want to use the word toxic, but could be potentially toxic to your mentality, to your mental health, everything. For example, let's say you're with someone, they're okay with your HIV status, and you know what? You want to break up because it's the end of the road. You know, it's just, it happens. And this is the line they pull on you. Yeah, well, good luck finding someone else who will actually take you for your HIV status. That's heavy. That's hard. And the worst part is you actually believe them. It's true. Why would anyone else want you because of your HIV status? This person was so nice enough and he's willing to be with you despite you having HIV. That's the wrong mentality right there. No, you let this person define what it means to be living with HIV. And he was able to do that because you weren't able to define it for yourself. As another example, let's say you told the guy after you had sex, hey, by the way, I have HIV. And he's super pissed off, super angry. But at the end of the day, he's like, actually, I understand. And yeah, I still want to be with you. But the problem is he says these things, but he doesn't forget that you lied to him and you owe him a lot for that lie. He can take this situation and try to manipulate you and make you think that he has the upper hand because you did something incredibly wrong to him, and you believe it again because you felt so bad for what you did to him. You lied to him, technically. In both cases, the person is taking advantage of you, taking advantage of the fact that you have HIV and you're insecure about it. Because think about it this way, if you were confident and comfortable that you're HIV positive, you would hear these kind of lines and be like, okay, yeah, ciao, bye-bye. Like, I don't need you. Thank God you're saying this because this is not okay. But on the other hand, when you're not like that, you're allowing them to define it for you and you believe what they're saying. So do you see how when you're not defining what it means to be HIV positive, like you're not able to accept it, someone else can come in with ill intentions and do that for you, and then it's hurting yourself. You don't deserve this. You deserve to be with someone who cares about you and doesn't use this against you. I want you to remember, like, look at yourself. You're taking the medication. You're taking care of yourself. At this point, hopefully you're undetectable. Like, you're keeping the virus suppressed. You can't spread it to anyone. You are no different from someone who is HIV negative. You too are worthy of being loved. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't listen to them because they are wrong. So if you are someone who's struggling with your HIV status, I hope I was able to convince you on why you should accept it. Do it for yourself. Do it because you are worthy. Do it because you deserve to be loved. Do it because you don't deserve these bad people to come into your life. And if you still aren't able to accept your HIV status, don't be hard on yourself, because this journey of acceptance takes time. It's not easy, it's not overnight. It can take months, years, even a lifetime. Look at me, I'm 25, and I can tell you that the difference between 5 years ago and today is huge. And I was 20, I was living with it for 20 years, and I still wasn't able to accept it. And I just want to let you know, it is so much better when you actually accept it, because you look at the world a little bit differently. And I know it's so cliche to say, but honestly, you first need to accept yourself and your status before anyone else can accept you. You need to love yourself before anyone can love you. Because if you can't, how do you expect someone else to do so? I know it's super cheesy and cliche, but honestly, it is so, so, so true. And I want you to get that in your head. Love yourself, put yourself in the first priority, because you deserve that. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else, but do it for yourself. You being HIV positive does not change who you are. You're still the same person. As always, thanks so much for listening. I really hope this helps. Leave below in the comments what you thought and if there's some other topics that we should discuss. All right, stay healthy, stay safe. Ciao. Okay, this probably isn't for everyone, but if you're someone like me who's oversensitive, you overthink things, and you care too much, yes, I'm familiar, and you feel like your insecurities hurt a lot of people along the way, I highly recommend this one song by Halsey called Sorry. In particular, there's one line, well, actually the whole song is good, but it goes like, sorry that I can't believe that anyone ever really starts to fall in love with me. And it's helped me. I hope it can help you. And yeah, let me know if you like it. Okay, ciao.